What's up, guys? So this is one of my clients, Carlos. Actually, one of my first clients with the Closing Bible. So really, I just kind of want to give him the floor and kind of break down his experience with working with me. So I guess, Carlos, like, what were you doing like prior to working with me, and what made you work with me in the first place?
So prior to working for you, I was working a full-time job as an accountant for the Army, and I was trading on the side, but that wasn't really working. So I was really looking for something to create consistent cash flow for me and to create either like a supplementary income or a completely replacement income for my full-time job. And I really had no experience with sales. I mean, I knew you prior to trying out sales from trading and everything, and you kind of helped me out from zero to knowing how to sell a product, a package, whatever it is.
Uh-huh.
You were definitely a great help in that. I mean, from just how to alleviate sales pressure, how to actually listen to people, make them feel heard, and how to make them feel like they're buying and not being sold to, which is the biggest thing. And definitely those things I learned from you, and they're a great help from everything that I'm doing and everything that I have done.
Okay, awesome. And so the way kind of things happened is you had your own business, which I'll give you the floor to explain in a second. And then I also got you put on like a sales job, and basically got you put on the sales job, and your business just freaking exploded. Like business is booming right now, right? Like kind of, I guess, talk about your business and then the sales job I put you on.
So after our training, you got me a sales job selling a trading package, trading course. And I did that at the same time where I was also starting up my own business, which I'll get into in a second. But I did that sales job for like a week, and then my business took off. So my business right now is selling community management to NFT projects. So for a percentage of their revenue or a fixed amount, typically around six-figure range, we approach these projects. We say, hey, we'll take care of your whole community, automate that whole aspect for you for this amount. And then we do that. We have our guys work the NFT projects, and at the end, we all get paid. We're all happy. And yeah, it's pretty much it's that simple. There's more layers to it now, but pretty much that's our bread and butter.
Okay, got you. So were you taking calls for your business prior to working with me, or was that after when you started on that?
That was after, prior to working with you, everything was kind of just nothing really. I mean, we took a few calls here and there, but I mean, none of them worked out. They all just fell through the cracks. Then I worked with you, and then you remember, and then as well as other people in the sales Bible, uh, in the Slack channel that they saw I was like that first week where you kind of started rolling everything. I'm like, oh yeah, I just closed a six-figure deal, another six-figure deal, another six-figure deal. And just like I took the momentum of all these calls and just taking what you taught me and how to really talk to customers, and in my case, clients, in that initial sales call, making that first impression, making them know what they're buying and sell them what they want and what they need and what is solving their issue, rather than me just saying, oh, I'm going to go in there and say that we're going to, my bad. so, so it's like selling them what they need to solve their problem, instead of me coming to them and saying, this is what we do, this is what we do, this is what we do. That wasn't working in the past. And then I go to them now, I'm like, so what's your issue? What are you looking to solve? How can we help you in this?
Mhm.
And with that, and knowing what their problem is, knowing what my business offers, and as well as what we can offer, but we don't actually like offer, but we can like package it in a certain way
Sure.
to to alleviate those pains that the customer is having within their business. You sell them the dream, you sell them that that solution. You sell them the solution, not the actual service or the product, and it works wonders. Your conversion rate goes through the roof. And that's the biggest thing. If you can focus on selling the solution to their problem, it's game over from there.
That's where I see a lot of guys go wrong that are earlier on in their career. Like I got this guy had me on a sales call and I was on, he was trying to sell me on something, and man, didn't ask me like any of my problems, was just really trying to cram his service down my throat. And I was like, he was trying to sell me a completely different vision for my company than I had. I'm like, why would I work with you if you have a different vision for my company than I do?
Yeah.
So you hit the nail on the head as far as like selling, like identifying their problems and where they're going wrong, and then seeing how your service matches with solving their problems versus just cramming your stuff down their throat, which I love. So I guess, and we can just talk, I guess, like just basic revenue. Like, what have you done in revenue of like deals closed from, I guess, working with me to like now, ballpark? I know you've, had a lot of business lately.
Yeah, so I mean, we had some growing pains at the beginning where we didn't structure it correctly. So the revenue isn't exactly where it is, where it should be, but I mean, contracted and some unrealized and just like guaranteed for future payouts.
Mhm.
We are looking at about, by the end of the quarter, to be around by the end of quarter two, to be close to that 500,000 mark in sales and services provided, and hopefully scaling up to the end of the year being around 2.5.
That's phenomenal, for real. And of course, as crypto has its changes and stuff, that could be drastically higher as well,
Yeah.
which is cool about the way you do things. I guess, honestly, just, final question, just really give you the floor. What would you say to someone that's like on the fence with working with me, and how crucial was sales in the growth of your business?
If someone's on the fence, just do it. I mean, sales is a skill that will translate to whatever you do. And even if you're not just selling, like the things you learn in sales can translate to so many different things, as well as being a profitable skill to have. Because I remember when, before we started, you sent me a book that I should listen to. And when I listened to that, it's like, it said that sales will always be an in-demand skill, no matter in a recession, in the roaring economy, no matter what time period, what economic situation. If you can sell, you will make money.
Yep.
And that's a skill that just will never go away and will never not be needed. You won't be able to be replaced by a robot or AI. Everything is, if you have that skill, you can market it, bring it to market, and you can get paid very fairly. And I would say the importance that the sales training had, I mean, before we had no clients, I did the training with you, and now we have clients. And that speaks for itself right there. Without clients, there's no money.
Right.
So it's just that it was day and night, because when you think of sales has this one, like, has this weird connotation, because a lot of people think that it's like aggressive, like kind of like the old tactics, like the door-to-door sales, where it's like you're not going to stop until the person buys that product.
Yep.
Or they shut the door on you and tell you to leave. When that really isn't the most optimal way to go about it. And there's a whole different way to do it that is much more optimal, which you taught me, that really has a high success rate as compared to just shoving your product or service down someone's throat until they pull out their wallet.
And it's so much more moral and ethical. So you actually feel better
100%.
doing it, and you make more money. So I mean, it's
Yeah.
a win-win.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carlos, for real, like, I appreciate your time. You will have to show like the first testimonial when you're like a few weeks in to like now. There's been drastic differences, and I knew it would be. But that's all I got. Thank you guys for watching, and be ready for the next one.